Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Okay, yeah, this is part two. So, either, yeah, this is probably going to be the next day. I might post both, I don't know. Remember, my channel is as messy as my life. So, it's like I never go by, I try to do one a day, but sometimes I feel like, hey, why not? Whatever. So, but anyway, if this is the next day, grab a new snack, something to sip on. Make sure this is going to be nice and sweet because it's going to be really petty in this episode because I'm going to be giving more examples and more reasons why, especially ladies, stay educated, keep reading, keep, your mind open and wide and everything like that because most men only want your legs wide. Let's do something else. But you know what? Reminds me back in college when a bully that worked at the university, someone who was supposed to be a mentor at the university, used to tease and mock. Yeah. If I can, it's like she is a waste of time and space because she's an evil, awful, terrible human being that only wants to like I think she because now over the years part of me wonders, does she have such low self-esteem that the only way that she could uplift herself was to push other people down? Because in real life she was just a bully, and she worked at the university. She worked there, and she worked like supposedly helping students, and there were a lot of people who were supposed to be working there, and all they did was like they didn't believe me, so they just. Yeah, Oakland University. Yeah, I've mentioned there. Yeah, I don't care if they try to come back and try. I'm like, oh, so you want to put your employees on the stand? Yeah, they can't lie now. They have to tell you the stuff they used to spread about me or say about me. Yeah, so yeah, Oakland University. I've got so many stories. But that will be a different episode, but kind of the same episode too, because yeah, I'm kind of thinking of examples about college life, and especially how I have I got my bachelor's in double minor, and like trying like trying to date but not understanding my type. Like I didn't know who my type was because I was not allowed to date until college, and my parents didn't even want me to date then. And the awful, terrible things one of my parents kept always saying to me. Yeah, so it's like I started dating from because I felt like I had to prove myself. I was trying to hang out with guys because I was trying to prove that I was worthy to be with a guy or worthy to be around guys. But at the same time, I had so many, I don't know, it was just, but even like when it came to the education portion, I kept running into guys who they would either mock me, tease me, or because especially like I could get really into a book. And but now that I know about the learning component that comes with my disability, it's like it's crazy because like when I read a book or it's I dig in, I look at the symbolism, the metaphors and things like that in the way because okay, I'm going to be doing a couple episodes on Elio soon. So yeah, wait to check that out because the empowerment of the diversity and being alone and finding yourself and communication and being brave enough to be your authentic unique self, like I don't know, I got all of that and so much more from the movie, and it was so beautiful. And I wish more people, like, I don't think enough people gave it a chance, and they should have, because it was such a wonderful and beautiful movie. It's like I got a little emotional at parts because, especially having a disability, I understand I feel like I understand the characters in a way because they both felt alone. They were together, but each felt alone. So, but anyway, yeah, I do that with books too because yeah, there's two books that I wanted to talk about on the Nerd channel, but yeah, trying to write my novels and do this, this channel while trying to get the greeting card company and now the candle card. the candle company, and like with the children's books, novels, like and my physical therapy and disability life and everything like that. Let's just say it's busy. It's extremely busy. So, but and yeah, see, with all of that, it takes education. Do you know how many articles and things that I have researched? And at the same time, I have listened to a lot of videos, like with YouTube, and it's like, and it's really funny how, do you know how many men have told me that I'm too much of a nerd or I am wasting my time? Because sometimes when we talk about what we watch, and sometimes they'll tell me what they watch on Netflix and stuff. And sometimes when I'm like, oh, did you watch this documentary? And oh, this one about the cruise ship that is like all of a sudden the power went out, but then the water didn't work, and it's like everything was such a mess. Like, oh yeah, I forgot the title of it, but there's a few about cruise ships. Oh, I think I've watched all of them, and it's like it almost makes me like, oh, is this a hint? Do I need to write a murder mystery on a cruise ship? And which disability is my main character gonna have? And how can I have them be in situations with that disability and some that are at least kind of funny or something where you could be like, oh my gosh, no, they didn't, or something. And also, what kind of sexual jokes can I? Oh yeah, because I love, because yeah, in all my books, I'm having like, yeah, I'm being my authentic self, but but that's the thing. Like, I'm a nerd. I love inspecting and researching and the videos and movies and articles that I read. I am a nerd. I am. And it's crazy how many men have told me that they can't deal with me because they're just like, oh, you're going to be talking about your business. You're going to be doing this and doing that. And then there are some men who are starting their own businesses. But then they tell me that I need to quit working on what I'm working on and I just need to research and help them with theirs. And that's the funny thing because with Tomas, which I will admit is like, I'm still kind of sad that didn't work out. But at the same time, he was still doing his criminal activity. Yeah, go watch that episode. But he didn't tell me until after he asked me to be his girlfriend. But then he broke up with me because I was publishing my books. He said that he can never meet my standards. But he was in prison, got out of prison, admitted all of this to me, and he started his business with somebody else. But asked me to be his girlfriend. And so we were in a relationship for a short, like about a month before he ghosted me because I guess I was dumb enough, and I showed him because I just finished publishing part 2 or 3 of one of my children's books. It was accounting, one of the accounting books or whatever with Dragon Lesity. So yeah, check that out. It's on, like, I'm still saving up money and working on looking up companies so that I can get it on every app but Amazon. But I have a disability. I'm trying to afford things, so right now I can only afford that right now. While but I'm saving up, I'm working on it, especially with the candles, reading cards, and everything. So give me time, give me time. Oh, but and I'll have more episodes about the business soon and developing it and everything. It's probably going to be on the Nerd channel, but okay. Anyway, but it's like with him, it was crazy. It's like because it's hard to find a guy like him, and sometimes I wonder, will I meet a guy like him again? Because sapiosexual wise, oh my gosh, it's like we talked about our businesses, our goals, our dreams, and I'm so fortunate and everything because like sometimes he would tell me about his business and sometimes he would hear me clicking on my computer and he's like, oh, are you working on your business? And I'm like, oh, I'm working on some ideas. But he didn't realize I was creating a gift for him because he would be telling me about his business. And I have my MBA in internet marketing. But having an MBA, I learned other things about the business and everything too. And with a lot of the YouTube channels that I watch about businesses, and with his business specifically, it's like I created kind of a Excel sheet or database because there was different sheets within the collection. One about different streams of income that he can do, and I sometimes I would look up his competition and seeing what they do and seeing what they do wrong, so that maybe with his business, maybe they can cater on that or create commercials emphasizing the things that other companies do wrong but they do right and things like that. And so, but yeah, by the grace of God or karma, whoever, it's like, hey girl, hey, if it's karma, hey girl. But it's crazy how I was almost done with it. I was going to be giving it to him because we were supposed to be going on a date because it was gonna be on National Stitch Day. Yeah, it's like Experiment 626, and so I was looking up Hawaiian recipes, and because I thought we could make that together, and I was gonna make a pineapple upside down cake, and we were gonna watch all of the Lilo and Stitch movies because yeah, we it's like we talked about it, and because his nickname is Stitch. And so I was planning all of that and stuff. But yeah, a couple of days before I was like, I just published my book. I was so excited. And so I sent it to him, or I emailed like the website or whatever. And he's like, oh my gosh, this is so great. Congratulations. But didn't know that was going to be the reason why he said that. You're just too good for me. I will never be able to be man enough to handle you. And he was like, you have all these goals and things, and how could a man like me who's been in prison, it's like I can't walk around an author like yourself. It's like look, you write all these children's books, and it's like once people start asking you questions, wouldn't you be embarrassed by me? And I was like, well, you learned from that. You're past that. That's when he tried to tell me, oh, well, yeah, about that. And I'm just, you don't even know. You don't even know. But yeah, it's like, listen to the rest of it. I do a whole episode on that. But yeah, it's like a lot of guys, they depend on their muscles, they depend on their looks, they depend on so many physical features, but then when they open their mouth, it's like, okay, being a sapiosexual, do you know how many times where there are some men who are not, you know, as commercially physical appealing, but sometimes it's like when I talk to them for a half hour, 2 hours, 4 hours, I'm just like, oh my gosh. I'm like, okay, huh. It's like I'm kind of interested. It's like especially because I'm like, if I could talk to someone like this on a daily basis, this is what I'm looking for. But then there's some guys who they have the muscles, and then they are like Ken dolls. They are just like muy bien, kiss to the chef. It's like they added all the seasonings just right. But then they open that mouth, and you're just like, shut up, for the love of God, shut. Like karma, do come to no, interrupt this, do something. Oh my gosh, it's like, is a car on fire? Is it like, come on, something? So it's just like, yeah, it's like you do not know how many times where the guy is highly attractive, but then they start talking, and that's one reason why, with my list of standards, like was mentioning in part one, I have the education level, because, and honestly, like they've done studies, the higher the education, the more likely that they are going to be Democrat, liberal, progressive. And oh yeah, with the video, I told you guys to watch the video, that this is why I have this episode right now, because I've talked about this before, especially with Generation Y. Yeah, with the millennials, yeah. The parents of the ones she's talking about. Yes, it's my generation's fault. But it's it's a hot mess, honestly. It's like a lot. I don't know why, but now people are embarrassed for being the smart person. And oh, it kind of reminds me of, oh, that Republican, the Middle Eastern Republican guy. I can't. Hex, not, no, Hex. That's the one that wants to take women's right to vote away. Um, I forgot his name. Okay, 1 minute. I'm gonna need to pause because I need to look him up. Vivek Ramaswamy. Yeah, that's him. But huh, he is an interesting person. I'll just yeah, you know what? I'll just say that. But who they say the more you read, the more empathetic and everything, and that's one reason why I go for the more educated guy because that allows me to have a higher percentage or a higher rate of being compatible with that person. Because again, it's like when I look at dating apps like no other. I investigate like no other. And sometimes, especially when I see guys who claim they are moderate, they're not really moderate. They're Republican, but they don't want to admit that they're Republican, or they don't want to admit that they're conservative or on the right, because some of them want higher chances of being able to date more women. So if they say moderate, that let's say women are like, oh, okay, well, he's not Republican, he's not conservative. Now, ladies, read, investigate that entire profile. Ask, and this is why I say, at the beginning, ask political questions. At the beginning, ask political questions. Ask them. Trust me. The last few times I have done that, oh my gosh, men hate me for it. And even, you know what? I'm just going to say his name because I forgot the name I made up last time. Like I was on the phone with the guy, Ron. We talked for several weeks or whatever. And I kept saying, he's like, you read my profile, right? And this fool, he acted like he did. He didn't read that. Because the first conversation, I started talking politics. And I got the screenshots too. I was like, I'm not gonna quote it right now, whatever. It's like that'll be for a different episode. But he was like, oh, you need to date an anchor because I was telling him about the news and telling him about the importance of our rights and how the Republicans are trying to take it. But then he had the nerve to say he's apolitical, but then he kept saying that the Republicans are doing a good job, the orange guy's doing a good job, and that he tried to call Biden a pedo. Yeah. And then try to say that the orange guy saved people from a 5 mile underground tunnel of trafficking. Yeah. And so that's when I realized he's an idiot. That's when I realized he's stupid, dumb, like just ooh, like no, 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 and no. And it's funny because he kept telling me we're not supposed to talk politics when dating. Politics and religion are forbidden. Tell that to my bishop and pastor, especially about the religion. That's the first thing they're gonna say that like you're supposed to talk about when dating and stuff like that because we're supposed to be dating for marriage. And if someone's not like religiously balanced and everything, then yeah, it's like or if someone's not a Christian or super Christian or whatever, So yeah, it's like you're fortunate that I'm not brainwashed in that way anymore. But politically, nah, if you cannot talk politics with me, you don't, well, no, you're never going to date me. You will never. Because especially right now, when some Republicans are trying to take my rights away, especially having, like, even Texas with the disability laws. You've got someone with a disability trying to take disability laws away or disability rights away. It's You've got women out here who are cheering on Republicans while their Republicans are trying to take their rights away. And it's like, it's crazy. They are literally cheering on the dismiss. Like, so one day when their daughters or granddaughters grow up and they learn that they used to have the right to vote, but then it was taken away, that they will never be able to, like, because, like, I hope that doesn't happen. I hope women finally wake up and shake up what's going on right here, but pay attention to what the Republicans are trying to do. And a lot of these conservative women who are trying to say stay home and be submissive and all this other stuff, look what they're doing. They're working. They're making money off of telling you not to work. They're making money off of, see, okay, well, I'm kind of off topic, but it needs to be said. And I can always do, like, yeah, my channel's so messy. I can do a part three. I don't care. But it's like a lot, and well, you know what? No, this fits in because a lot of the men who tell me not to read, who tell me not to get my education, who tell me not to start my business, who tell me that all of my efforts and everything that I've been working on, my passions and desires and everything is a waste of time. A lot of them are dumb. A lot of them can't read. A lot of them don't want to get educated. A lot of them, it's like they don't want me educated because they want me dumb enough to just follow what they do. And a lot of them were too lazy, or a lot of them, quote unquote, don't have the time, even though they have enough time to play 30 to 40 to 60 hours of video games every week, but they don't have enough time to read one chapter a week of a book. One chapter a week of a book. Hmm. Anyway, anyway, it's just astounding because you will not believe, because yeah, I have more stories or more examples of even dating and stuff. And then it's like, because like I said, I'm a nerd. I love reading and writing and creating and stuff like that, and I love art exhibits and stuff. And I know art exhibits isn't reading, but you don't even know how many times men have told me, that's dumb, that's stupid, that's boring, or oh, so can we sneak off to the bathroom to do A, B, and C? It's like, okay, okay, if that's how you want to do it at an art exhibit, it sounds like you just need to go to no, never mind, no, because I was yeah, never mind, but it's just annoying and frustrating because a lot of these men want women to be dumb, because a lot of them are too lazy to get educated themselves, and or a lot of these men, especially some of the men from the church, they want to keep the woman naive enough so that she just like she's submissive. Sometimes submissive equals dumb to some of these men, because a lot of these women, once they get educated enough, they're going to wake up to understand what some of these men might be trying to do to them, especially when it comes to gaslighting, love bombing, financial ABUSC, and all this other stuff. And so we need to be educated enough and be able to analyze, brainstorm enough. And it's like, you need to listen to this young lady's video though. It's like, yeah, I posted it in both part one, part two, so you have no excuse. But listen to even the reasons of reading while she was saying it. And she kept saying, duh. And it's like, no, honey, it's like, don't say duh. Because a lot of people don't understand the importance of reading. It's like me teaching in the classrooms, even at the community college, even at the university. Some of these students, they didn't want to read anything. And it's like I ended up like a lot of my classes, it's like a lot of the classwork that I gave them YouTube videos, but I also gave the articles. The students skipped the articles. But when it came to YouTube, like I said, I'm a nerd. So there's a lot of business professionals that I found, and that I it's like and and that's one of the things, like one of my like I've had, I think I can count like 8 to 10 gold star students. There is still one student, like, well, there's two in that class actually, but there's one specific woman. I wish, it's like I would love to have brunch with her and talk with her to catch up, but she's a post lady. And it's like with all of the things that, because videos can make you smart too if you watch and listen to the right ones. Do you know this one student, I think she said she filled up 3 notebooks full of notes from the videos that I gave her. And her and her brother would sit down because they were trying to start their own business, which actually, that coffee was good too. So you know what, I might do a video just on that coffee, but I need to find, like, research her and email her to see how everything is going too, because I like, I mean, I'm not gonna, like, it won't be paid, so it's like not gonna be a sponsorship, but it's like it was quality good, like, yeah, because she gave me samples at the end of the semester, because I told the class, like I told her to bring it, because like with my classroom I try to treat it like a marketing business, and especially with how serious she was right, like her notes are made, like I was reading her notes, I'm like, go ahead girl, you doing your thing. And so, but I had students create commercials for her business, and then I would be looking at her website, and so as a class, it's like I would tell the students, okay, based off the articles and like the different episodes I had you watch throughout the semester, and all the exercises and everything we've been working on, How can we make her website better? And what are the keywords? What can we do? And so this would show me what they read, what they watched, who like the notes. Most of them didn't take one note in the whole class. And I even had a student. Yeah, this is a white student too. Pale male privilege, white privilege. He had the nerve to tell me, "Oh well, with all your videos, I'm just gonna save them all." And it's like I didn't really watch anything. It's like, so yeah, I'm just gonna watch them when I feel like it. Cause yeah, it's like my dad's gonna pay me to start a business and stuff. So yeah, it's like, but yeah, they're really interesting. Some of the ones that I did skim through, they're really good. It's like you did a really good job of finding this stuff. But then I'm, but it's like, and it's funny because he's saying this knowing that they did group projects and him admitting this. And so when students would tell me he didn't do any of the project or any of the work and they don't share a grade, yeah, when I do, it's like, see, because I've learned, because I've suffered to the point where in college, that's like, yeah, some professors try to judge me when I'm like, okay, so if I have 3 or 4 tests in the same week and found out learning disability with my disability or whatever, it's like, I when group projects are coming and no one else is doing any of the work, I'm doing the entire project. But then that same week, I have 2, 3 tests that same week. Yeah, it's like I'm not going to score as high. No, my GPA isn't going to be as good. And yeah, I should have been given more time, especially with my disability that doctors were too lazy and stupid to diagnose. Yes, but that's a different story for a different day. But even, and that's the funny thing, a lot of these men don't want educated women. But and it's so funny how, yeah, I wasn't diagnosed until later or whatever, but I was so determined. I wanted to be educated. I love learning new things. And I it's like I inspire to exceed my own expectations. I think that's one reason why I'm so nervous to finish my novel, because I'm like, is it going to meet my expectations? Is it going to, like, am I going to disappoint myself? Because this is my love, my passion, and I don't use AI with my writing. It's like with, I can only draw stick figures. Oh, I have a beautiful and amazing illustrator for my books, but there's gonna, like, with some of the marketing and stuff, I will admit, it's like I needed AI because I can't afford, like, I'm on a disability budget. Okay. If you don't know what I'm going through, please don't, like, but yeah, I have an illustrator, I pay her, but I can't pay for everything. Okay. It's like add on just like physical therapy and everything. Like you, if you don't, like I said, if you don't understand, mind your business. Okay, or please be empathetic. See, and that's why you need to read, and that's why we need more books with disability representation, so then maybe more of you can be empathetic. And that's one reason why the residents didn't get a second season, because a lot of people don't understand the importance of having a main character with a disability. And but anyway, that's a different story for a different day, but I've already talked about this a couple of times, especially when it comes to the extraordinary lawyer Woo Young Woo. Oh my god, I you do not know, like, the interview episode, in episode 1, I you do not know how many times I've been through her situation. Is it off topic? Yes, but I don't care, because, well, actually it's not, because it's like reading characters that are different than you. Reading characters that you don't understand allows you to be in their shoes, allows you to open your mind, allows you to brainstorm and kind of think of the what if situations, allows you, so when you get in public and you meet someone, like, of that same demographic, maybe you would still be of understanding, and at the same time you would be able to have an open heart. You may not agree, you may not still fully understand, but at least you read something to the point where you can be like, okay, okay, I see, like, yeah. And that's one reason why I write the books I do, why I write books with characters with disabilities. It's like that's, and it's because, yeah, I have a few of the children's books out. I will have the novel out pretty soon. Like I said, it's like being diagnosed in my 30s and doctors telling me that the pain's in my head, I'm making it up and I'm a liar and all this other stuff. It's like it's a lot. So if you don't understand the mental, you, yeah. But anyway, there will be a part 3. Thank you so much for listening to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human and you're human too.